top secret method. Strong and muscular back with pull-ups. Hello, my name is Dennis. I am coach and co-founder of Calisthenics, a calisthenics online coaching company. Over the course of the last 7 years, we have coached hundreds of clients from the first pull-ups to pull-ups with 60, 70, and even 90 kgs added weight. While some of Squat University's content is great and very useful, especially to create awareness in young lifters, it seems that there is a constant search for the secret method or the secret exercise that will fix all your individual problems. The amount of BS in this video is quite impressive. So let's look at it together and then discover the real top secret method to get better at pull-ups. Spoiler alert, there is none.
If you want to grow a strong and muscular back, pull-ups are an excellent choice, but many struggle to perform even a few reps in a row. Today, I'm going to show you how to avoid the 4 common mistakes that are killing your pull-up progress and give you a training method to build strength and muscular size that no one is talking about. A secret program elite powerlifter Brian Carroll learned directly from renowned back expert Dr. Stuart McGill.
So the first thing we need to talk about is how you set your grip. Now, a lot of people get up to the pull-up bar and they just sort of loosely hang, and that puts all the emphasis in your arms. Rather, set your grip by lobster clawing that bar. You're gonna push your hand into the bar and grip down as hard as you can. When you set your grip and really squeeze hard like you're crushing that bar, it's going to radiate strength through your entire body.
How to set your grip. In 7 years of coaching, I must admit I've never told anyone to lobster claw a bar, but he has a point here. Grabbing the bar firmly will make a huge difference in pull-up performance. The grip you use should come down to your preference though. Some lifters prefer putting the thumb over the bar and are able to manage a more explosive lockout that way. Most lifters will achieve a better feeling and performance while using a slight false grip.
Number 2 we have is being loose. Just going and just doing a pull-up, not being tight. Instead, what we want to do is we want to grip the bar, lock in, centrate, stiffen, and then stiffen through the legs and go. And then again, same thing, lock in, centrate, and go. Beautiful.
Being loose. Stiffen and centrate, also known as depress and retract. While we want to depress our scapulas when initiating a pull, we absolutely do not want to actively retract them. We want our scapulas to be slightly depressed and allow them to move freely. They will retract on their own if we don't flare the elbows overly to the side. By retracting the scapulas before initiating the pull, you end up putting a lot of stress on your teres and limit the amount of work your lat can actually do while shifting the work towards the rhomboids. When learning your first pull-up, it makes sense to keep your glutes engaged, to try to fight the urge to bring your legs forward and help yourself with the anterior chain to close the pull-up, meaning abs engaged, scapulas elevated and protracted to bring the lat in a less shortened position. If you are more advanced as an athlete though, you're going to want to try to relax your lower body as much as possible in order to not waste any energy. When lifting very heavy weights close to your real 1RM, some engagement of the anterior chain will be unavoidable.
The third mistake we see with the pull-up is just letting your legs hang loose.
Instead, what we want to do is we want to cross the legs and then bend them a little bit and lock in all the way through. That way he has no energy leakages and right through the bar, 100% neuromuscular drop.
No, we don't want to cross our legs. By crossing our legs, we will create a slight shift in the hips, leading to an uneven pull over time. Keep your legs straight and together, or bend your knees at 90 degrees if the bar isn't hanging high enough. When doing weighted pull-ups, hang the weights low and hold them between your feet. This will avoid any kicking or kipping.
We have is pulling vertically instead of to the sternum. So instead, we're going to lock in, we're going to pull our sternum to the bar, and that's the way we're going to do it to really attack all this musculature 100%.
Again, just know the pull-up shown here is a chest to bar or arch pull-up. It's a variation that is great to hit your horizontal lat fibers as well as your rhomboids more, but by far not the end-all be-all way to do a pull-up. In a pull-up, we actually look for a vertical pull, and we actually want to bring the top of the sternum towards the bar, not the forehead. I agree on that. What's shown here is just a variation, and for sure not the most effective one to do A, more pull-ups, B, move more weight on pull-ups.
We've covered how to do a proper pull-up. I'm gonna give you the secret method that no one's talking about. And stick around because I'm gonna give you a written program after that you can use to build instant size and strength.
This is the McGill pull-up. What we're doing here is 1 to 2 reps at a time, singles with max effort, the best you can do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lock in, we're gonna centrate, squeeze our rhomboids, our lats down, our obliques out laterally, then we explode, boom, up, and then again, same thing. Grip the bar, locking in, stiffening, and explode, go. I learned this from Dr. McGill 10 years ago, right when I was in the middle of rehabbing my back, just before I squatted at 1,300 pounds, 7 years later.
The secret method nobody's talking about, the McGill pull-up. I think I need a pull-up named after me to feel important as well. But let's wait for the program to discuss this secret method.
And in 6 weeks, you're gonna be able to add strength, size, and even be able to do 10, 15, or even 20 unbroken reps in a row if you were to test yourself.
Here's the secret. You're only gonna be doing 1 to 2 reps at a time. Here's a sample workout of what I have someone do 1 to 2 times a week starting off to build their pull-up. So we start off with week 1, 6 to 8 reps, 1 to 2 times per week. And then week 2, 8 to 10 reps, same. Week 3, 10 to 15 reps. Then maybe week 4, you test and try to do 10 or 15 unbroken pull-ups and see how much you can improve upon your baseline.
So as you can see, guys, we're going 6, 8, 10, and then after your testing, you could again do more volume of that, but only doing 1 to 2 reps at a time. In between each rep, you're gonna be resting for about 10 to 20 seconds so that you can give that max neural drive to performing that rep as explosively as possible. And that's the top secret method that no one's talking about. You're just trying to bang out rep and rep and rep. And by actually focusing on performing each rep as explosively as possible, you're going to see dramatic changes so that even when you test yourself for trying to get as many reps in a row as possible, you're gonna see dramatic changes.
From a few pull-ups to 20 unbroken, the absolute secret sauce. So we start with 1 to 2 explosive pull-ups for sets. First 6 to 8 sets, once or twice a week, doesn't matter. 8 to 10, then 10 to 15, and in week 4, we test, so it's actually 5 weeks, not 6, but okay, probably hitting 15 or even 20 pull-ups. And don't forget, if you have any pain in your shoulder by doing this program, you can buy the book. Well, I wouldn't recommend buying this book, but rather to just not do 10 to 15 explosive pull-ups per week as a beginner. Let's make it clear. This video is not all bad, but the true secret sauce behind it isn't the secret McGill pull-up. It's A, focusing on form, B, progressive overload, C, variation, D, what we can call neuromuscular adaptation. Most people don't take their time to focus on form when performing pull-ups. It's often overlooked as an exercise and done at the end of a back day training. Rarely do people try to apply progressive overload on them, or they can't because simply adding 1 or 2 reps per week doesn't work. Clustering sets, as shown here, but please do normal pull-ups, not McGill pull-ups, is a great way to gather volume while being able to focus on form and keeping enough buffer. Let's say you have a max of 5 pull-ups. Starting with a 3x2, this will allow you to have 3 reps in reserve in the first set and around 2 or 1.5 in the second and third respectively, while being able to focus on form. Adding sets every week, 4x2, 5x2, 6x2, will allow you to gather more volume at a low relative intensity. After 3 to 6 weeks deloading and adding a rep starting off with a 3x3 or even a 4x3 in the next meso. Of course, individual differences can be huge here, and it might take several months to add just a few reps for certain individuals. While explosive pull-ups can be a great way to add different stimulus, people that are able to just do a few pull-ups should focus on increasing the number before trying to keep themselves towards the bar, as shown in this video. Their first and primary goal should be increasing their 1RM, thus increasing force output and improving explosive strength indirectly before training it directly in order to achieve a clean chest to bar pull-up, and later on move to pull-ups for muscle-ups and maybe muscle-ups. So, while there are some good general takeaways from this video, the way they are presented is just plain out wrong. If you're interested to see how we coached an athlete of ours to reach 90 kgs of pull-up, click on this video. If you want to learn how to do your first muscle-up, click on this one. And for your first ring muscle-up, on this one. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, and see you next time.